Welcome to the Explainer. So, look, we've literally all been there, haven't we? That incredibly frustrating butterfly-filled phase of having a crush on someone but having absolutely no idea if they actually like you back. It's just so confusing to navigate, especially in those early stages when feelings are buried deep under the surface. You know the feeling, agonizing over their every word, wondering if they're just being polite or if there's something deeper going on. It can be genuinely exhausting when a person tries to hide their true feelings and ends up throwing a dizzying array of mixed signals at you. But let's be honest, it's also an undeniably exciting time.
It's the golden question, right? Are they just being nice, or are you completely missing the mixed signals? It's a question that can cause so much anxiety. We constantly second-guess ourselves, absolutely terrified of misreading a crush's intentions and, well, making a fool of ourselves. But what if there was an actual way to decode their behavior? Today, we're going to look at this through a psychological framework. According to psychology, there are definitive signs that indicate whether or not someone secretly likes you. And here's the best part: even if they are a master at hiding it, their behavior will eventually give them away.
Okay, let's dive into this. To make sense of all these psychological clues, we're going to organize 13 specific behavioral signs into 4 clear categories. First, unconscious body language tells. Second, digital and direct communication. Third, group dynamics and attention. And finally, jealousy and mixed signals.
Starting off with Phase 1, unconscious body language tells. Basically, the things they simply cannot control.
This first phase is all about the physical. Subconscious reactions a person just can't rein in when they're around someone they are deeply attracted to. You see, before their conscious brain can even tell them to play it cool and hide their feelings, their body is already reacting in ways that are totally revealing. So even if your crush is actively trying to hide their emotions, they might give themselves away through some classic involuntary signs. For instance, you catch them staring at you, they lock eyes, and then boom, they quickly look away. Or maybe you notice they get noticeably nervous. We're talking sweaty palms, being a bit touchy, or having a distinctly shaky, unsure tone of voice when you're nearby. You might also spot them smiling immediately upon seeing your face, or their eyes literally widening in excitement. These are profound physiological reactions. You simply can't fake those nervous butterflies.
Actually, according to studies, when someone likes you, they simply can't take their eyes off of you. This is rooted in solid psychological authority. They'll stare at you for longer than usual, and when they suddenly get incredibly nervous around you, that's actually a massive compliment. Psychology tells us that when someone is nervous around you, they're most likely trying to impress you. It means they care deeply about your opinion, and that internal pressure to be perfect is exactly what's causing those physical tells.
That brings us to Phase 2. Digital and direct communication. What happens when the face-to-face interaction ends and you pull out your phone? Shifting our focus to their communication habits through a screen can tell us just as much, if not more, about what's going on in their head. And this brilliantly illustrates the stark difference in behavior. Think about social media. A casual friend, they might toss you an occasional like. But a secret crush, you're going to see excessive comments. They might accidentally overexpose their feelings by reacting to absolutely everything you post online, even if it's just a quick "so cute" or a random heart emoji. When texting, a friend reaches out with a clear, logistical purpose. A crush, however, is going to text you first, and they might even send flirty texts at completely awkward hours of the day or night. And in a live conversation, a friend allows natural lulls to happen. A crush, they completely refuse to let the conversation die down.
They'll ask deep questions, make funny jokes, and literally won't stop talking until you do. Our sources point out that people who are trying to make a good impression will put an immense, almost exhausting amount of effort into keeping the dialogue alive. They want to connect with you so badly that they'll just keep finding new topics, pivoting the conversation, and dropping witty messages, all just to keep your attention on them.
Moving right along to number 3, group dynamics and attention, how they act around others.
Because how they act when it's just the two of you chatting late at night is one thing. But how they navigate complex social settings to secretly get closer to you, that is incredibly revealing. Let's paint a picture here. Your crush might start creating completely transparent excuses just to join your specific activities. Imagine them suddenly volunteering for an after-school club or a work committee literally just because you're on it, or making up a reason why they can't stay at an event unless you're there. You might also find out they are constantly talking about you to their friends. They bring your name up because they're always creating scenarios about you in their head and they want their friends' opinions. They might also fiercely defend your actions to others, acting overly protective because they feel threatened by anyone speaking ill of you. Or they might resort to playing the class clown, simply to get your focus. Sometimes a little cringy, sure, but highly effective.
So, the crucial point is understanding this contrast. Imagine someone casually making a joke for the room, ignoring who's actually listening. Now, contrast that with your crush.
They might make a loud joke for the whole crowd, but they will immediately look over to see if you are the one laughing. They're performing for the entire room, yes, but they exclusively seek out your reaction. Your validation is the only one that actually matters to them.
And finally, phase 4, jealousy and mixed signals. These are the most confusing behaviors, where things get a bit messy and high stakes.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how we define mixed signals. We so often think of mixed signals as malicious manipulation, right? Someone purposely playing games with our hearts. But psychologically speaking, it's almost always a fear-based reaction. It's an unconscious defense mechanism where a person acts hot and cold because they desperately want your attention, but they absolutely fear showing their true feelings. They are terrified of rejection, so they pull back right when they start getting too close.
It can feel like a dizzying emotional pendulum. On one side, they're playing hard to get, creating distance, acting cold, maybe even pretending they don't care about you at all to distract you from their true feelings. On the flip side, they suddenly crave your attention, flirting, jumping in to do incredibly nice things for you out of nowhere. But I have to give you a quick warning here from our sources. While pulling away slightly can be a sign they like you, if they push you away completely and avoid you all the time, well, it might simply mean they don't actually like you. You definitely have to be careful and read the broader context.
If you're still stuck in that gray area of mixed signals, our psychological sources suggest a very specific tactic: the secret jealousy test. Here's how it works. Step 1. Flirt gently with someone else in front of your crush. Step 2. Carefully observe if their facial expression instantly changes. Step 3. Note if they get visibly annoyed or abruptly try to change the subject. When a crush is too shy to state their feelings openly, a spike in secret jealousy is a massive, uncontrollable indicator that they have much deeper feelings for you.
As we wrap up these signs, I want to deliver one final, super empowering piece of advice from our sources. Never, ever chase your crush. Make sure their feelings are mutual before making any moves. You can use this psychological toolkit we've discussed today to protect your own feelings. It's a wonderful thing to figure out if someone likes you, but you should never have to exhaust yourself chasing someone who won't meet you halfway.
So I'll leave you with this provocative question to ponder. Based on these 13 psychological signs we've just unpacked, what is your crush's behavior really telling you? And more importantly, what is your next move? Take a step back, objectively analyze your own situation, and feel empowered to take the right action for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and good luck out there decoding those signals.